Hey, what's going on? It's Marco from PhoneDog.com, and this is the BLU Life Pure, one of BLU's new addition to their Life series. You can almost call this their flagship, but it has one defining characteristic that may make this phone fall short from all the other low-cost and off-contract premium alternatives. Stick around for the full review of the BLU Life Pure right here at PhoneDog.com. Starting off with the numbers. The screen measures in at 5 inches with a resolution of 1920 by 1080. It's an IPS panel backed with BLU's infinite technology, promising great viewing angles. It's a simple claim, especially if IPS or in-plane switching backing up the device. The colors are pretty spot on. I almost thought this panel looked like an AMOLED with the amount of saturation, but it's not IPS all the way. Its core power comes from a very powerful MediaTek MT6589T processor, or in plain English, a 1.5 GHz quad-core processor plus 2 GB of RAM. All of this is running on top of Android 4.2.1 with BLU's more upfront and intrusive custom user interface. Taking photos with a 13 megapixel camera proved to be good enough for an everyday shooter, and for the price, probably one of the better cameras available on the market. Also, the same can be said about the 5 megapixel front-facing camera, or frontal camera as BLU likes to call it. I really don't know why I find that so funny. The design is also, well, pretty boring, but it's sleek. It's basically a slab. No real curves and no real design cues. They just focus on the hardware on the inside and the software running on top of it. Now coming back to the software, its underlying software is Jelly Bean version 4.2, but this one is running BLU's custom skin running on top. And unlike all the other BLU devices like the Life Pro X or the Vivo HD 4.8 we looked at, this one lacks the real home screens and it almost feels like a very restricted Android software. Yes, you could get a launcher to fix this, but that's an extra step that you have to go through to make this phone really function, and I've been trying my hardest the past week to like this skin, but I'm afraid I really can't. You can also see those signs of strain when you launch the simple BLU applications like Calculator or Calendar, for example. It takes the extra second or two for it to launch. Just really weird. Also, if you are used to any other Android device, you'll find some really weird things in the custom menus and the settings. They're all out of order. It's not that bad, but it can really throw you off if you're accustomed to normal Android. And until we get an update with a real launcher and, well, a better experience, the software is the biggest fault with this phone. And even with Android 4.4 coming in the future, we're not sure if BLU will still have the same custom experience that they have on this phone. But fortunately, it does not affect other applications, since you do have a pretty powerful processor running apps like Temple Run will run really smooth with no hiccups. Also, using a pretty heavy mobile browser like Chrome is an easy task for this phone. You'll still have the hiccups when you do more intensive sites or non-mobile sites, but that's almost expected for every single device, no matter how much power the phone has. Now, BLU has put some features on here, and the reason why I said it like that is it's almost a copy from the Samsung Galaxy Note 3. Air gestures. Oh yes. Almost the same as the ones found in the Galaxy Note 3. Picture viewing, swiping to answer phone calls, video pause while you're not looking, and I bring these up for two reasons. One, to ask why we need them, and two, if you're going to put them on there in the first place, make them work. I've been trying to get these gestures to work all week, and really, they do not. Maybe one time my video paused, but that's while I was watching the video I wanted to look at. Not a good effort, and seriously, we just don't need these extra features. I also wanted to bring up battery life because the battery found inside is a 2020 mAh battery, which gives around 7 hours of browsing time. For my uses, I've had about 20% of battery life when I got home for the day, and that's enough battery to last you through one day, but it's not going to push it to the second day. But maybe if you're a slight to really not a big user of your phone, maybe you can push this phone to 2 days. So the BLU Life Pure is their attempt at making an affordable premium handset. It has the specs, other than the lack of 4G LTE and the price tag of $349. Sounds like a great deal, right? Well, keep in mind, you can buy a Nexus 5 unlocked off contract for $349, and that delivers a pure Android experience. So there you have it. It's the almost flagship for BLU. I just wish it had better software. Thanks for watching, make sure to comment and like this video, and you can follow me on Twitter at PhoneDog_Marco, and until next time, this is Marco Hanna from PhoneDog.com.